Welcome to Home Buying 101. With me today is Jorge Barrientos with Barrett Financial. Jorge, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today, sir?
It's warm outside, man, but other than that, I'm doing great.
Summer is here. So, Jorge,
Yes.
tell our audience who you are, how you got into lending, what you do.
Yeah, man. I'm Jorge Barrientos. I've been a loan officer since 2019, so
4 years.
4 years. I've been writing loans. I've been in the business for 5. I started out as a loan mortgage assistant under a great producing loan officer. She still does loans today.
That's awesome.
Blanca Chapa. And how I got into the business is actually quite funny. In late 2017, I was having a dinner with one of my best friends. We would, from time to time, have dinners every week and talk about how do we grow into the next phase of our career? How do we knock the top off the ceiling, for a lack of a better term? And he said, "Hey, man, I do mortgages." I said, "What is a mortgage?"
That's awesome.
So he invited me to his office. His mom was a branch manager at that time for a local lender. And I said, I don't need to know the particulars. I just need to know how much money do you make. She pulls out a couple checks. One was for like $40,000 in the month.
So it's pretty much a Wolf of Wall Street.
Literally. The next one was for like 30. I went and I wrote up my resignation letter the same day, and 2 weeks after that, I was working for her.
That's awesome. So can you tell me, what does the Phoenix market look like this week?
Yeah, last I checked, we had about 11,576 active listings right now, with only a few hundred coming into the market. So it's pretty dry right now.
Well, I mean, we started off at 20 at the beginning of the year, so of course it's been going down low and lower, and every week I talk to people about it, and it goes down 100 here, 200 here, and then there's some weeks where we take some big hits with 500 less listings than the week before. So let me ask you right now, is there any loan specific programs or incentives available to our home buyers in Phoenix?
There's many, man. There's many. There's quite a bit of different for down payment assistance programs available. I actually do quite a bit myself. I would say about 40% of my business is down payment assistance right now, where we cover, up to 3.5% of your down payment and the majority of your closing costs. There's the Trellis Fund, which can cover, up anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 of both closing cost and down payment, but that is a process in itself. And then we have, a 1% program with one of my top lenders that I work with, and we will we'll give you up to $4,000 as a grant towards your down payment. So there's a lot. So
is that 4,000% covering the other two that you usually have to do on a 3% down?
I'm not going to say it's going to cover the other two. I would more so look at it as just a $4,000 grant that can be applied towards your down payment.
That's awesome. Can it be applied also maybe buying down the rate if we have to?
Yeah, we could use it in that fashion as well. It's essentially just free money that we can give you up to $4,000, and we can use it either which way. But you do have to be a first-time home buyer, and you do have to. It's a 3% product, so we cannot put 5 or more. It has to be 3%.
Yep. And then right now, how's the lending environment here in Phoenix? Are lenders tightening their requirements, or are they offering more flexible options?
We haven't entered the space where we're seeing a lot more flexibility just yet. I think that is going to come probably in the next 6 to 12 months if things don't change. I would say that I'm actually seeing lenders tighten things up, especially on the agency side. So we're seeing less and less approval. So we are having to get a little bit more creative, not so much with the product, but more so with the guidelines and really know what they are so that we can better serve our clients with what's currently available.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what are some challenges or considerations that buyers should be aware of when trying to get a loan right now?
I think the biggest one that I've seen, funny that you asked that, I just had 5 clients that we closed in the last week. And the biggest common challenge that we had, all 5 of these, was transferring funds between accounts or from different accounts and a lot of large deposits. So if you are hoping to purchase a home, please consult with your lender before depositing any large amounts of money.
So pretty much people are just keeping money under the mattress and saying, "Oh, now that I'm ready to make a purchase, oh, let me drop the money under the mattress into my bank account."
Right. I would say not so much that we do set clear expectations with our clients. I would say more so just getting gifts from third parties and then just straight depositing into their accounts during process, or sending large amounts of money to other people via Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. That also can affect you for miscellaneous reasons.
Yep. And then typically, what's like a down payment requirement right now in the Phoenix market for some of the loans you've been seeing?
It just varies. I would say the best response is just 3 to 5%. A lot of it is going to vary on what your monthly income looks like and what your credit score looks like.
Okay. And then on the mortgage approval process, how long is that usually taking right now?
For my team and myself, humble brag, we're at about 17 days from start to finish for clear to close. But in general, even on down payment assistance programs, we're looking at 20 to 30 days.
Okay. And is there any specific requirements or restrictions right now on certain properties here in Phoenix? Let's say manufactured home, condos, or investment properties.
Yeah, the down payment requirements are going to vary on multifamily properties. So my advice, without getting too technical, is just consult with your lender beforehand. Before submitting any offers at the pre-approval stage, just consult how does that look like with your lender, because it is going to vary product to product, and then whether it's a 1 unit to a 2 to 4 unit property.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And of course, I know you're a mortgage broker. So of course, can you explain to our viewers why is that an advantage to them that you're a mortgage broker?
I think it's just the main benefit, if I had to give you one, is just optionality. Most lenders, and I'm not saying retail lenders are bad or anything like that, but it's just a fact. Every single lender has a different appetite for the type of client that they're looking for or are wanting. And when you are a mortgage broker, that doesn't really apply, because we actually have a gauntlet of lenders available that have the different appetites. So, some may not like a sub 580 credit score, but some, that's all they write. And that's the benefit to the client, that you have that option when you work with a mortgage broker.
Of course. And of course, we already talked about large deposits and stuff like that. So what's some other advice or strategies that you would recommend to your borrowers right now in this market that they should or shouldn't do? And of course, in the process of getting that loan.
Yeah, right now, as the economy continues to compress, as the bond market is also compressing, which is causing, rates to go up, my biggest advice is, if home ownership is a goal for you, start getting your ducks in a row. Limit the amount of things you're buying with credit cards. Limit with the amount of things that you're applying for that require credit. And then the most importantly is speak to your local lender. I can't stress enough how many people self-sabotage themselves out of the process because they tell themselves that I don't qualify for a mortgage, so I'm not even going to try. Step one, reach out to your mortgage broker and let's go through an application and let's see where you stand. Let's remove the uncertainty out of the equation. And even if it's a no today, it might be a yes tomorrow, but you're not going to know unless you're dealing with a mortgage professional.
Of course. And I'm actually happy you brought that up, because we were talking about this with a realtor earlier today, and it was a lot of people think that they don't qualify because they think of everything that the media puts into their head of, hey, you need 20% down to qualify for a home. You need this much money in your savings to be able to make this purchase, where, like you said, there's down payment assistance programs. There's programs that you only have to put 1% down and stuff like that. So what are some other things that you would want our viewers to know if they're on the fence about even looking into a mortgage or even looking into buying a house?
Ignore the noise. Everyone and their mother is going to tell you what their take on the mortgage industry is right now, on what their take on the economy is right now. I think you have to ignore all of it because you don't know what the ulterior motives ever are with anyone. You don't know where that person is. Do they own properties? Are they actual investors? Or is that just a title on their Instagram handle? I think you have to ignore the noise and find out for yourself and really go out and seek to understand. And I think that step begins with applying with a mortgage professional.
Of course. And then right now, you said you had 5 recent closings. What's a good success story that came out of one of those?
There's many. I think if I'm going to narrow it down, I would say I had a client who was very desperately looking to purchase a new build. She did not know where to start. So she gave me a call or she actually messaged me on Instagram. We went through the application. She was actually about $1,500 shy a month on her gross monthly income to qualify for the purchase amount that she was looking for. Just getting creative, we came up with a game plan, and she actually presented a business proposal to her job, got a raise that she ended up making $2,000 more every single month. We got her pre-approved for this new build, went under contract within a week. We got 2% in concessions, which pretty much covered the majority of her closing costs. And then she was a little bit short on funds. She didn't know that you could receive a gift from a family member in order and apply that towards your down payment. We brought that up to her, and she was able to get a gift. So very happy for Jackie. She's in she actually just got the keys today, so I'm super pumped for her. I don't know if I'd call it a success story, but it was definitely a win for her. We were able to, get the job done and get her keys.
Well, hey, you knew how to help her get to where she wanted to be, and you had the expertise to get her there. So I think it's a win for me.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I was able to secure a loan for one of my clients. He was actually turned down by 3 other lenders in Tucson, stating that they couldn't use his variable income on FHA. Well, I took a look at his income. We saw that we didn't have 2 full tax years of him showing it, but we had at least 20 months of variable income. We were able to get an exception with underwriting, use that variable income to qualify. He qualified. He was actually getting quotes for like $220. We qualified him for about $350. He went under contract in a week. His loan is completely approved right now, and we're set to close on Friday.
So see, it does matter who you work with.
It does.
So Jorge, let me ask you this. If someone wants to reach out to you to start the process or talk to you about the different programs out there, where's the best way to reach you?
The best way to reach me is Instagram. My handle is Jorge R. Barrientos, and my cell phone number is 949-395-6479.
Thank you, sir. And of course, if you guys have any other questions for Jorge, you can always reach out to us on our socials. And if you guys have any insurance needs, of course, reach out to us. Thank you, sir, for being on the show today.
Thank you, man.